application with AWS Amplify. So for the intro, let's see here. Alright, so this is really like an overview of the steps per se, and then the module. So I already kind of created the iOS app, initialized Amplify, and now I'm on to add authentication. So let's start off from there. So it's basically like setting up the Amplify client. So you gotta install it here, initialize, and let's see, libraries. So I came into an issue here. Where is it? Initialize at runtime. So it's not. Where is it? So this is where it is. Okay, so I guess they put it on there because it wasn't on there before. I had to message AWS about that. The UI kit for the this copy and paste code here. So we posted that here. So like I had to find the UI kit for the import because without that, the function was giving me an error. So now that I have that, I can now make sure that this runs. So we're going to verify that we did the implementation. So we're going to go into the Xcode, Apple's Xcode code for Swift. So we're going to go click product build. So product build. Alright, build succeeded. Okay, so let's go move on to the next one, which is add authentication. Alright, intro. Create the authentication service. So let's add this. Open terminal, execute this command. Security feature, select default. Username and press enter. Do you want to configure advanced settings? Select default, no. Select default. Into your redirect sign in URL type. Started and press enter. Into your redirect sign out. Press enter. Press enter. Select the social product you want to configure. Do not select any. Press enter. You will know now. You will know the configuration soon. And you see this message. Okay. Library prime. Okay, so let's hope this goes smoothly. So let's bring up the terminal. So let's see here. Make sure we're in. Yeah, we're good. So let's put Amplify add off. Yeah, we'll do default. You want to use the default and security feature default, or you will not be able to edit these selections. Use the sign in, press space to select, A to toggle, all, I to invert selection. Alright, what did they say? Select default. Username and press enter. Username. Okay. Default, you will not be able to edit. Okay. Do you want to figure advanced settings? What's it? Discuss over here. Advanced select Default no. Okay. Okay. Some next steps. Successfully added auth resource is getting started. Okay, I think this is started at 5847. Wonder if that. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Okay, yeah. So it's different for each server. Locally, next steps. Amplify push will build all your local backend resources, revision it to the cloud. Amplify publish will build all your local backend and front end resources if you have hosting category added and provisioned in the cloud. Okay, what's next? Deploy. Has been configured locally, we can deploy to the cloud. In a terminal, execute this command in your project directory. Amplify push. Press Y when asked to continue. After a while, you should see the following message. All resources are updated in the cloud. Hosted UI endpoint. Test your hosted UI endpoint. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's see. Amplify push. Update available. Run fetching updates to backend. Successfully pull backend environment. Dev from the cloud. Current environment dev category name. Auth. Create. We're showing to continue. Yes. Okay. All right. So hopefully this won't take too long. Okay, all resources are updated in the cloud. Perfect. Hosted UI endpoint. Alright, I didn't get that information yet. Let's see what's up with that. Okay. Alright, let's try looking at the next step. Okay. Create service. Deploy the authentication. Add Amplify authentication to cloud. Okay, before going to the code, you add the Amplify authentication library to the dependencies of your project. Open the pod file and add the line with the Amplify plugin / copy paste the entire file below. Support for cognito user authentication. Amplify tools, so that's called. I think that's already on there. Alright. Let's see. And then let's go to pod file. Alright, so that is on there. Okay, we just need to edit this file here. So let's go back. There we go. Oh, so let's open with text edit. Okay. So back here. Pause for getting started. So we'll put that on there. Amplify tools. So let's copy this. And We'll put it under here. Alright. Okay. And then standard column plugin. Let's make sure that's it. Yep, support for Cognito. Yep, that's good. Okay. Alright, let's go back to terminal and pod install. Alright, awesome. So now, you should see this. Yeah, we saw all of that. Pod installation complete. Yeah, so, alright, that step's done. So, configure Amplify authentication library at runtime. Back to codex, back to Xcode, open backend.swift file in the backend class. Add an import statement for the Amplify plugins, which makes sense. Add a line to Amplify initialization code we added in the previous section. Complete code block should look like this. At the top of the file, import, private internet do. Try configure, print, cache print, error. Verify everything works expected, build the project. Click product menu and select build or type B. There should be no error. Alright. So, command copy. Alright, so plugins, import, class backend, private net do. Okay, I think that looks exactly like this one. Oops, here. Import Amplify plugin, and then initialize do. Oh, so they just want this here. Copy. Okay, so this should be it. File, save. And then they said to build, product menu, select build to see if it worked. So basically I think we just added the import Amplify plugin, and then we added the try plugin to the private init function. Okay. Yep, that looks good. So we will run the build and see if it works. Nice, build succeeded. So let's go back here. The build succeeded, so we are going to trigger authentication at runtime. The remaining code change tracks the status of the user. Are they signed in or not? It triggers the sign in, sign up user interface when the user is not signed in. Okay. Add sign in and sign out code anywhere in the backend class. Add the following three methods. Anywhere inside the backend class. Add the following three methods. Sign in with Cognito Web user interface. Public function sign in. Switch case success. Failure later. Public function sign out. Change change our internal state. This triggers an UI update on the main thread. Once you use data, main sync letter uses data equals shared. Okay, sign in equals status. Add an authentication hub listener to track the changes. Status, we add code to subscribe to the authentication events sent by Amplify. We initialize the hub. Okay. We also add code to check previous authentication status at application startup time. When the application starts, it checks if a Cognito session already exists and updates the UI accordingly. In the backend.init function, add the following code after Amplify's initialization. Amplify that I've listened to payload. Switch payload. Sign in, side out, session expired. Update the user interface code. Add sign in, sign on button. Okay. Alright. Well, this seems like a really fun part here. So, we will end this video here. And we'll start this section here on the next video.